Yo, yo.
We are here.
Yep. It is bye week.
The boring bye week. Nothing very exciting going on so far. And yes, there are at least some good news coming out of camp so far. Well, I wouldn't say camp, but the bye week. Joe Alt looks like he's coming back, so he's ready to go, which is exciting. So I think it's a bit of a limited practice type situation, but at least at the end of the day, he should be ready for the Broncos. So I think that's exciting. And interestingly, he was playing on the left side, which I thought was kind of interesting as well, too. So
yeah, that's really well. I mean, that's what he did in college. So I guess that's all right. So,
well, but the argument is also you got Trey Pipkins on that side. So you can put Pipkins as right tackle while Rashawn Slater's out, but you can have both sides, doing very well. And by the way, Pipkins was doing great as guard. So a lot to be said about that, and be interesting to see how it plays out, once the, hopefully Rashawn Slater comes back. So,
yeah,
guys, a lot to talk about. Let's get into it.
Bo Bros, let's go.
What's up, Herbert, man? You watching the Bo Bros podcast. Stay tuned.
Shout out blue dreams, stadium lights gleam. Bo Bros on the beat, lead stream. Chargers rocking speeds. Sonic Supreme. From the podcast to the field, we're a team. Charged up, Bolt Bros on the night. LA Thunder in electric delight. Bolts in the battle, sparking bright. Charged up, ride the lightning, feel the fright.
You.
All right. Yes. So, Singer the Gill, Bo Bros, let's go. Harbaugh making the team practice during the bye week. I agree. They need to.
Yeah. Why not?
We got to get better.
Yeah. 100%. I mean, hey, we don't sleep, man. Hey, when the season's on, you don't sleep. Just keep going. Slow feet don't eat.
Slow feet don't eat.
That's right.
Is it just me, or am I the only one who thinks Roman isn't the right OC for a pocket presence quarterback? We'll talk more about that. I think there's some things that'll be interesting to talk about on this in this video. And again, it's a bye week, so not a ton of information's come out so far. We got the Hawk Tua boys here.
Yup.
We got Aether. What's up? How we doing? We got Pablo, Petey Pablo. What's up?
Yup.
Petey Pablo. And Miguel, what's your shirt?
Pablo. Yeah, thanks,
Primo Pablo.
Yeah, his name's Primo Pablo. Yeah.
Oh, we got the Hawk Tua.
Yep.
Love it, dude. No. So we just wanted to give you a little bit of a taste. We are down a Bolt Bro here. We did not get invited to Japan, but we wanted to share with you a couple of pictures from James that, by the way, he hadn't even communicated it since he's been gone. So, James, if you're listening, once you holler at your bros, it's a little bit, what's going on here? It's
totally disappeared on us, man. We're like, okay, all right. Yeah.
He's ghosting our asses. Not cool, dude.
Yeah.
But I guess he had some good sushi in Osaka, and this dude right here made up some delectable treats. He posted this on Facebook. So I ripped it.
You'll probably talk about that one a little bit, actually, because there's a good story about that there. So yeah.
Go ahead, go through it.
Oh no, I don't know at all. But interesting story. It sounded like, he'll probably talk about it a little bit better in more detail, whatever. But it sounded like they just found this random, place that they were serving some sushi and stuff, and so it's like, okay, let's go check it out. And they walked in there, and there was maybe 6 people in there, and everyone looked at him like, "You're not supposed to be here, tourist." This is
so it's like a local spot, huh?
Yeah, it's a total local spot, and they weren't able to they didn't they were like, "Oh, what's going on?" And but then they kind of chatted with some people that were there, and and they found out that one of the other guys was a salesman there, and so and they kind of broed it up a little bit, and and then basically they just started being more and more welcoming to him. Apparently that sushi chef was doing it for 53 years. He's served, yeah, and honestly, and that's kind of the thing about Japan, that I understand before they even went out there and told us this, had this story. But it's most people out there, like they'll have kind of like a shop just right out of their house. And I think that's what it was. That was the old guy's house
Got
where
it.
he was doing stuff. And
Slinging
so,
sushi.
yeah, just slinging sushi out of his own kitchen or whatever. And, just, cashing checks and snapping necks,
Hey.
but apparently, yeah, like you said, he's served a couple of like famous baseball players, Matsuki, I think it was. And, yeah, I don't know. But James will kind of go into a little bit more though, so,
Yeah.
but it's pretty cool. Yeah.
Yep. I think it's exciting, and, I wish I was there with them, of course, and looks like they're having a great time. So just wanted to give you guys a bit of an update. I think I got one more photo. Aether says, to me, Roman is doing too much. Herbert needs help.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's funny. We'll talk more about this as well too, but Greg Roman is a good offensive coordinator. I know that's probably not a very popular thing to say right now, but he really is. Part of the problem is you lose 2 tackles. You got a guy on practice squad playing guard. That was a makeshift offensive line. Now you could argue some of that was a bit of a problem there, but you lose 2 tackles. I mean, 2 all-pro tackles, quite frankly. It's tough to recover from that. And it's not just about helping the passing game. It's also about helping the run game. So, and the Chiefs pretty much stacked the box. They had 9 men in the box. I'm watching film right now, and they are just in the box, daring Justin Herbert to throw the ball, and he didn't have enough time. So,
yeah,
it's kind of a frustrating situation. Well, here's one last photo here, and then we'll go from there. But yeah, we'll talk a little bit more about that as well too, Aether. I do think, and thank you so much for the donation. I really appreciate that.
What's up?
Hey. Oh,
hey, just finishing up his collecting our debt, like, one super chat at a time, Yeah.
There we go. No, but honestly though, I think just from a blanket statement, we're going to get the offense figured out. Okay. There is one piece coming back also that I think is going to help us stretch the field and do some things with that as well too. I think you're right. And Jose says, even with those tackles and share pass protections, terrible. Well, but again, they were stacking the box. When you got 8 or 9 men in the box and they're daring you to throw the ball down the field and not respecting the amount of time that offensive line was going to give, you makes the team one side. You can't run the ball, can't pass the ball. It makes it different. And guys, you're exactly right though. The second half of these games have been bad. We have not scored in the second half, so that's extremely frustrating. That needs to improve for sure. So,
100%.
But I think this guy's going to make it happen, dude. We are going to get this team going the right direction. I just think bottom line, there are some things that are still being figured out. And again, by the way, Kyle, I went back and I will say this to you guys as well too. I had us losing these first 2 games. When I went back and looked at my record prediction, I had us losing these first 2 games. And the reason being is, the reason being is
the Chiefs. Yeah,
Steelers and Chiefs. Yes, actually, you know what? I might not. I had us splitting the Chiefs, but I think we won home and then lost on the road. I think is what I did. So I think week 15. So either way,
right.
And the reason why I had that was I felt like we're installing a new offense, a new defense. I did not know how it was going to play out. Sure. I still think it takes 4 or 5 weeks really for these offenses, really the offense specifically, to start clicking. So I do think there's something to be said about that as well too. So do I want to be 2-2? No, I'd rather be 4-0. But at the end of the day, guys, it's also, it is a little bit, realistic.
All right. I mean, I always thought I was honestly I was split on Steelers, but I think we did have that one in not in the bag, but like, I mean, like that was going to be a hard fought. If I felt like we were going to win it, but just it would be a hard fought one, but I think I definitely did go into the Chiefs game and, not really hopeful, because I, kind of like you're saying, like, it's like, hey, offenses take time to get ramped up these days because no one plays in the preseason anymore, so.
Well, and I think bottom line, guys, there was a lot to be said about, again, how is Joe Ortiz's offense going to really be established? How is the defense going to be established? There's a lot to be said about that, guys. And so I really don't, it's a fixable problem. And yes, Miguel, for a while there, we had Kyle on a PIP. We had him on a PIP. That's a personal improvement plan.
Yeah.
And he was about to be exited from the Bolt Bros as well. So he's worked his way back in.
No, you can't do none of this stuff without me, baby. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah, Kyle's the master plan here, But anyways,
yeah, I'm the mega mind behind it.
So let's just run through a real quick play here, and this is the first play of the game. And I'll say this, guys, it's just so I want to just show you how much communication is happening. You got Dan Henley running it. Perriman had a great game, by the way, as well too, guys. And honestly, we should have won this game. I mean, so frustrating. But man, this play is great and almost got him. And their tackles are good, by the way, guys. Look at this. He barely gets it out. I mean, look at that. It's just like, come on, almost had it. And again, still made it work. And Puna Ford made the tackle. A defensive lineman ran all the way over there and made the tackle. That's crazy to me. So it just shows you a lot of guts and look at this. Oh, almost didn't get the ball. It just flicks it. I mean, come on, guys. We were so close to winning that game. And some of the tackling obviously wasn't great there as well, too. But again, the rest of the team comes in and cleans it up. So a lot to be said about that.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. Shout out to freaking Puna Ford for that, man. Like,
he's
freaking committed. Yeah. He's like, oh, the ball's out. Okay, it ran over there.
Yeah, and what if he hadn't ran? Boom, he could have gotten a few more yards.
Exactly,
so,
he totally would have. Yep.
I just think it's just one of those situations, man. Probably got a good question. You think we should stick with the run first culture? I think Harbaugh said it best. I mean, my opinion is very much like, I just want to win games. I think it's the same thing with everybody on the team. Actually, why don't you maybe answer the question, and then maybe I'll add up a little bit extra on that.
I mean, I think I honestly hate a pass first culture or a run first culture, no matter what. I want teams to not be able to know what we're going to do on any given down, like I would prefer them to actually be like, just not expect anything specifically, like, I mean, I want to see nice mixture of passing and running, on first downs, essentially, like, I mean, I don't want them to just to kind of like, okay, first down, they're going to run it, instantly, like, and that's not a good mindset and not a good playbook, in my opinion. But I don't know. I mean, I believe in our running game. I think we have great running game, and it looks like we have some good running protection, because we're getting, on average, like J.K. Dobbins he has like over 6 yards per carry right now.
Yep.
Yeah, barring, of course, some of his big breakout plays, of like 40 plus yards each. But you probably take those 3 big plays away, then it's probably a lot less. So I don't know. I mean, I feel like it's a good thing and it's a bad thing. I don't know. What were your thoughts there, Andrew?
Yeah, I just think that it needs to be a balanced attack. The problem is if you stack the box, you can't run the ball, and you stack and you're not going to throw the ball, then they're not going to respect the passing game. So
exactly.
We'll talk more about that as well too. I do think there's going to be interesting. So today I kind of thought about, hey, why don't we discuss? Let's piggyback off the conversation. Who watched the video I did on the wide receivers that we could potentially scoop up? Before the deadline. I think this guy might go after somebody in the wide receiver room. And I'm not a huge fan of that, quite frankly. Just because I don't think that you could pick up a person off season and they're really going to step in and really make a huge difference. But if you think you're one or two little players away from really making an explosive offense, then you go do it. I think you could look at that in a lot of different ways, but there's a lot of wide receivers out there. So in the chat, I'm going to ask you guys, which wide receivers do you think we should go after if you watch that video, or who do you think we should try and trade for? We can talk, Hopkins is one. I like Jalen Hyde. He's really young. I think he's only been in the league 1 year. But there's a lot of wide receivers we can go after as well, which, I think, but I do think that there's going to be something to be said about that with Joe Ortiz. Yeah. And I also say because Joe Ortiz is very good at liking to scoop up a player for a year. You let him walk in free agency, you get a comp pick for the guy. So even if you give away a trade, like a 6th round pick for a wide receiver, if you let him walk, you might get a comp pick anyways. So it's like you're not losing anything in that process, right? So
yeah.
St. Louis Gill says Amari Cooper. Yeah, a lot of people talking about him. That's one of the guys. Oh, everyone's saying Cooper. Wow.
Yeah, everyone's saying Cooper. Yeah. Well, I'll say this. Like, so on Wednesday, we kind of did like a couple of scenarios where we potentially traded Joey Bosa. I mean, obviously, you're not going to get too much trade for him right now, being injured and stuff like that, you know. And we ended up getting Nico Collins from the Texans. So
yeah, I like him.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Nico Collins,
he's amazing right now. He's like the number one fantasy wide receiver on out there right now. So that would be incredible. Yeah. But I don't think that would happen. But yeah, I would love to see Nico Collins out there. Shoot, I do admit though, like I was actually playing the game with people, and I did not pass it to him once. Well, I tried to. And then it got intercepted like twice or something like that. Like,
that's awesome.
I'm so terrible at the game. Everyone was just laughing at me. It's like, hey.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Yeah. Well, this is another little play here. This is literally the next play. And look how many guys in the line the Chiefs got, man. And again, you guys all know scripted plays. First, 15 plays are always scripted. You just run those plays. That's what you do. Again, this looks like a very base defense, right? Just 4 guys on the line, two safeties. I mean, pretty simple, man. But look at this, and it's interesting how much pressure we get here on Mahomes, right? And guys, and it's just, I understand as a fan, we get so frustrated because we should have won that game. I really do believe. And look at that, only rushing 4, and look, we got pressure on him, and he just wiggled out, and it's like, damn it, And the thing about, again, that was only 4 men rushing with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 men on the line, right? And a man in motion.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, guys, our defense is not the problem, right? I could talk about that all day. We know that. Yeah, my crayons are out, no pun intended. But actually, I'll just say this. It's just because so pass rush is solid.
This is a bit of a corner blitz too. It looks like, because 24 came up in there, but it's kind of funny on that left side. Looked like he totally like tripped over their defensive end there. It's like, oh,
yep, exactly. Hey, yeah, and again, it is kind of mass chaos when you're in there as well too, right? I mean, it definitely gets that way. But the man of the hour. What does everyone see in this man right here? I see a fat a Doctor Strange. That's what I see. Fat Doctor Strange, right?
Hey,
the sling ring.
No, the sling ring. Get your crayon out there and put a little like magic in his hands right there.
Oh, a little sling ring.
Put a little fireball like above his hands.
Oh, let's see if I can do that. Let's get the color. Oh, I don't have too many color choices. Well, I guess we'll just do this one.
All right.
There we go, huh?
I think was Marvel call him or Deadpool call him? He called him the Marvel Sparkle Circles or something like that.
Sparkle Circle, yeah. There we go. The Sparkle Circle.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah, okay, we got a Sparkle Circle going there. There we go. Yeah. But look. The other person I probably should have added a slide for Mark Trestman. Mark Trestman is the passing specialist, right? So I think there's something to be said. Oops, hit the wrong button there. There we go. And he's the passing specialist. So my point is, it's not just the running game, right? I think they stuck to the running game much. They should have done more play action passes and done a few other things as well too. But again, it's just one of those situations, right? Yeah. But by the way, a lot of people want Amari Cooper at the moment, right? A lot of people. So, and Larry just says too conservative play calling. I do think there was a little bit to be said about that.
Right.
And I think part of it was also that Justin Herbert's hurt. So they didn't want to do a lot of passing plays and potentially have him get hit, while throwing the ball. Harbaugh said twice, we need to give him another half second. We've got to figure out a way to give him another half second so he can throw the ball down the field. And that's what they did wrong. Right. And so, again, it's a lot of guys, and that's the difference between a good play and a bad play is a half second sometimes, right? You saw what these last 2 plays were for Patrick Mahomes. He had to get the ball out, and he made the right choice. So
yeah. Well, I mean, and that's kind of like, so there's obviously a couple of different issues there. I mean, sure, we can talk about the line there, but you can also talk about how Herbert is his foot injuries are causing problems where like he's not able to scramble so much, maybe because he can't move around as quite as fast or something. But then there's also the issue with the wide receivers where they're not getting separation, but potentially that will be addressed because DJ Chark is going to be out there like this upcoming week with the Broncos on week 6.
Hey, goes in right exactly what I was talking about.
A little segue right there. Let's go. Yeah.
That's exactly right. No, I think there's so much to be said about that, right? Bottom line, the fact that he has not been there, he is there to stretch the field, high, middle, and check down, right? And when you have, let me put it this way, when you have a guy that they're not going to respect, they're not really going to respect QJ because he hasn't made those big plays, right? So they're going to all right, maybe put one guy on him and let him run down the field with him and take him off the table in their own way, But DJ, you got to respect him. He's done very well in that, right? And so I do think, I do think that's the situation. And you got to wonder, does he trust his receivers yet right now too? Well said, Brandon. Not quite sure. Again,
I feel like and that's a big thing. It's like I feel like he trusts Palmer, but he's been out. And I don't know if he trusts Chark yet, but he's been around. The big question for me is like, why aren't we seeing more? Like, again, all of us fans want to see Darius Davis out there more and utilized more as a receiver. And also, I mean, let's throw out Brandon Rice a little bit, and just get him out there. We know he's ready to cook too. And man, like I want to see some passes to him as well,
Yeah, you got to wonder if that happens this week. That they may suit him up and get him out there. I do think that, if you look at the scripted plays we ran versus the Chiefs, we also did a lot of orbit routes. We were doing a lot of motion. McConkey was running all over the place. And we kind of went away from that, right? Which I guess that would be my one argument with Greg Roman in the play calling. It seemed like it was a lot of RPOs. Well, you're running an RPO when Justin Herbert's not going to run the ball. So eliminate this stupid RPO. What's the point of the RPO? The read pass option means the quarterback can run when they don't respect that he's going to run. Why are you running an RPO? Just run a power, right? And so that's my argument with him, and he got away with some of that pre-snap motion stuff towards the end of the game as well, which I think is a little frustrating. So that's where I think you could crucify Greg Roman a little bit. But that's the situation. Oh, we got a super chat from Taylor. Here we go.
$5.
Hey, Taylor. Thank you for joining. Oh, there we go.
$5 make you holla.
Thank you, Taylor. Appreciate it. We're scarred from previous years. Be patient, see how it plays out. I agree. 100% agree. And you got Justin Herbert, guys. You got Justin Herbert. It's going to get worked out. And let's not minimize his injury, folks. Right. His injury is legit, guys. A high ankle sprain, not good.
No, it's not. Like I said, I've had it before. It's like my leg was black and blue all the way up to like my knee. And so it was horrible. It didn't feel good. The only thing that really made it feel better is just laying down. So, but he's got to play. He's got to run around and do all that stuff. It's not helping the healing process. Of course, I didn't have ice baths twice a day. I didn't have cortisone shots or whatever like that in like a $1 billion facility to rely on with I couldn't even swim at that time, to kind of like get my leg moving a little bit, but at the same time with what Taylor's saying here, and I've said it before, it's like us Chargers fans, we are full of trauma from all the years past, Hey, we really are.
That's what we're here for. We're your therapists, guys. You're paying us for therapy. That's what it is, right? The Bolt Bros therapy channel. That's what this is.
Yeah. In comedy and laughs, just laughing at our own demise, I guess, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But again, the defense is great. That's not going to be a problem. They got to get the offense moving in the right direction. I think losing 2 tackles, you cannot minimize how bad that is and how dangerous it is with Justin Herbert. And again, we all saw how spirited our conversation got with playing him or not playing him versus the Chiefs. I
Yeah.
still think we should have played him, right? But everyone's like, oh,
Yeah.
he's going to break a leg, he's going to lose his kneecap, or whatever. Obviously.
Right.
But my point is, at the end of the day, you aren't going to sit Herbert, dude. It's a game that he's going to be out there and play. So, anyhow.
And the truth is on that too is like, as the saying goes in like gambling or stocks, for instance, like scared money don't win, So if you're too scared to, obviously it's a guaranteed loss if we didn't play Justin Herbert. It's a, potential loss if we did play Herbert, and obviously potential injury. And I did see a stat. I wanted to find that picture and then share it with you, whatever. I'm not sure if you saw it, but like, I guess he had like, on 51% of his snaps, he was under pressure, like that game.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
So like, the line was not really giving him the protection that he needed. And that's obviously a very scary thing that increased that risk even more for further injury. But I don't know. By the end of the day, it didn't happen. So, all that stuff, and let's just try and do this. Let's manifest this right now,
Let's manifest it. Let's go.
Ain't nothing gonna happen to Justin Herbert, baby. Hey, he's good. Yeah.
He's rock solid. He's rock solid.
That's right. And he's tough as nails anyways. He's been playing out there for like, with all these different injuries over his career already and stuff like that. Now, yeah, he gonna play. Yeah.
No, I agree. And we're gonna beat the Broncos. No problem.
Right.
We're gonna beat the Broncos. We'll be ready. We'll be rested. Sean Payton's a weirdo. I don't know. There's something about Sean Payton I don't like. I'm really glad we didn't go after him, guys. I mean, what do you think in the chat? I'm so glad we didn't go after him. I remember when they talked about getting him in there and being our coach. I was like, man, I don't like the guy. He's creepy. Seemed like a creepy dude. Like, I don't know. One of those guys that I don't know.
I personally,
something about him weirds me
I would
out.
have taken anyone over Brandon Staley at that point, though, for sure. Like,
Well,
I mean,
I guess that's a good point.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
For me, like, I mean, say what you want to, is like thinking back a little bit about it. Like, we've had offensive coordinators that have done multiple different things now. Lombardi, one thing that he was good at, it was unleashing Herbert. 5,000, 4,000, way over 4,000 yard years, because Lombardi likes to pass the ball. And that was kind of a great choice because we got the arm talent with him, but we haven't seen that out of Justin Herbert this year. And that kind of poses the question, it's like, okay, well, is Greg Roman the right offensive coordinator for the pocket QB, like we were saying? And I don't know. I don't know if he is. So,
I think that's why Mark Trestman's there. I think he's there. Maybe I should do a video on him as well. Let me know if you guys want me to do a video on him this next week. Also, before we go into the wide receivers, because we want to talk about wide receivers, I want to get you guys' opinion on the wide receivers that we are talking about today. I want you to give us a thumbs up or a thumb in the chat if you like these wide receiver choices for us to potentially go after. So, but before we do, Taylor's got another one here. Another five.
Yeah. What's this? Peyton seems like the guy at the cul-de-sac barbecue that you put his in the plate.
That is amazing. That is amazing. I love that, Taylor. That's great. That's true. That's true. There's something about him. I'm like, I don't know, dude. Like, weirds me out. I don't know. No, that's funny. That's funny.
I can see that. Yeah. He puts something on it. You just don't like, man. Yeah. It just doesn't taste good. Yeah.
Yeah. You're like something. But I don't know. He put a little stank on it or something. I don't know how something happened to it. He's always got the grandpa's cough medicine in the punch bowl or something. He's that guy.
Yeah.
Of course, I mean, hey, make the party a little more lively at that point. Whatever. That's cool. But
that secret sauce. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But thank you, Taylor. I appreciate that. That's that. Good.
Yeah.
As always. We'll give you another one. Hey, big dog. So, So this is I think this is actually the first play the Chargers ran, which I think is awesome because,
okay,
look, by the way, Herbert runs in this play, and I was like, oh my God, I remember watching it going, holy crap.
Yeah.
The offensive line holds up.
Get that heart attack going. Yeah.
Okay. But man, this is just a makeshift line. Now, again, I like the motion, but I don't think a lot of people were fooled that he was going to run the ball when he went to the opposite side.
Yeah.
We all know he's going to be pretty much a pocket passer for at least a little while there. But, I mean, Herbert's running about as fast as I can run, guys, and that ain't quick. I mean, I'm just going to be straight up with you on that. Look at that. Whoop. My softball team still gives me a hard time about my speed around the bases, But,
Yeah.
you don't need a lot of speed when you hit home runs, boys. You know what I'm saying? Huh? That's right. I hit dingers, son. That's all I do. I hit dingers.
Didn't you go 1 for 5 the last game? So
hey, you know what? Let's not talk about that. Let's not talk. We all have bad games. We all have bad games. No big deal.
Yeah.
I will say, I will fully admit, last night again, we were in the tournament.
Mm-hmm. Be happy that I'm not your GM because I would have cut you. So,
hey, I will say this. Last night I went like 1 for 4 in the first game. I was so angry. Oh, but 2 balls that hit straight to the fence, and they just made good plays. Bummer. And then the second game I went 4 for 4, so it was good. And we won the game by 1 point. We are in the tournament. We were 18-3 in our league, so we're number 1. So I'll throw up a photo of the. Actually, you know what? Come to think of it, I'm actually going to be at the Chargers Cardinals game for the championship. Oh my gosh, I'm not even going to be there for my team. Wow, that sucks. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, and just so you remember, chat. If you can find what I was telling you about on Wednesday, that there's a bounty on that for 100 points. So just so you know.
Wait, what, a bounty on what? What you talking about?
Don't worry about it.
Man, you got little side dealings with the chat. What's going on here? Come on, man.
Yeah, you got a side deal. Okay, fine. I'll tell you. But I don't want you to do nothing about it though. So okay. I told the chat to do some internet sleuthing and to find your stat sheets.
Yeah. Oh, wait. I'll toss up one right now.
Oh shoot!
I will toss up one right now. Look, give me a second.
I was saying I don't want you to put anything out there. I want the chat to find it. Yeah.
Oh, the chat. Okay. All right. I'll show you. I'll show you my average in my Tuesday men's league. I'll show you about that. Anyways. Okay. So let's talk about wide receivers. And I want you guys to give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down for going after this wide receiver in free agency. Okay.
Yeah. All right.
So just say yes, no, blah, 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 and maybe why. Devontae Adams. Yes, no. Oh, here we go.
So sorry, by the way.
But I want Kay Adams. Kay Adams. Hey, I'll take her all day. That's a big thumbs up. What's up? Hey, Kay Adams.
It's also kind of funny because on the notes of points, whatever, like people can gamble their points and actually earn more points that way. And Bolt Lightning has now gambled everything and lost everything.
Oh, Bolt Lightning, no.
He originally he was like second, maybe third place or whatever. That he gambled it all. First time and lost it all, and then he just gambled another time and lost it all again.
Well, you're doing good, Bolt Lightning. We appreciate you for sure. We'll get you some consolation prizes.
I mean, you can actually if you're interested in gambling, we got the Sleeper app. We got a promo thing with them. If you wanted to actually gamble a little bit more, be a little bit more degen, you can go to you can put it in that chat there right there, Andrew. Type it in there. If you join Sleeper and use the code BOLTBROS, you'll get $100 deposit match. So up to $100 deposit match. So if you put in 50, you'll get 50. But if you put in 100, you'll get an extra 100 to gamble on the football, baseball, basketball, NHL. I think you can even gamble on some esports now too. But yeah, it's pretty fun. Like what you do is you bet on if someone. Yeah, you get
for our fantasy league. It's awesome.
Yeah, we even use it for fantasy league, but it's great because you can use that to you bet on basically if someone's gonna get say over or under 200 yards or over or under 1 touchdown or your receptions and things like that. So it works good. And if your leg is big enough, if you have multiple legs, 4 legs, 5 legs on the parlay or whatever, then you can bet with a flex. So you might get. You might still win, which I did this Thursday. I got 3 of my 4 part legs accurate, so I won like $4, so in profit.
Wow.
So yeah,
Very cool.
yeah,
Yeah, and,
so,
and it's got a link to the merch store as well too. So check out that link if you want to see anything. We got some
Mhm.
cool stuff. We probably should add some more things in here, but the politics right here, Teal.
Yep.
Kind of cool. In fact,
Yep.
where's my make the bolts great again? I don't know where I put that. It's
Yeah.
here somewhere, but these are pretty cool. Hey, it's getting cold. Grab you a little. What do they call these in Canada? What do they call them? Toques or something like that?
Toboggans.
Toboggans. I know.
Yeah, they're called toboggans in Canada. Yeah, like the sleds. Yeah. So.
Oh really?
Yeah, no, but I don't know. We call them sled. The toboggans are a sled out here, but then toboggan out there is a beanie. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they're called toques. Yeah. What do you think in the chat?
Oh,
here we go. A signed bat. That's a good. Well, you know what? I got one of my bats right here.
Well, there you go.
That's actually a broken bat. I hit a bunch of home runs on that one. So
there you go. We could, maybe that could be a prize for the points winners. Top of the.
There
points.
you go. Honestly, yeah. Bro, like literally no joke. That bat right there. I think I swung that bat for 3 years, maybe. Yeah. Yeah, I'll sign it. There we go. Bull Bros. There we go.
Is that how long it takes to get tired of you? I don't know. I've been stuck with you for 41 years. So.
For your whole life. You're welcome. You're welcome. Zingers today. Okay, well that's good. So yeah, that's me. I'm a softball phenom. That's right, baby. Okay, so we got a negative from Pablo. Anybody else got a negative on Devontae?
Yeah, on Devontae. Yeah, Pop-Tarts garbage. Yeah.
So I did see that on his X account. He put a picture of Edgar Allan Poe. And does anybody know what team that would be associated with?
Ravens
in the NFL. Oh, okay, well, I was gonna ask the chat, but good job.
Oh,
yeah, the
sorry.
Ravens.
Well, I mean,
the Ravens
sorry.
Because of his book. I can't remember which thing it was. You know who told me that, Kyle? I did not know this. Becky told me that. Our sister. And
you didn't know that the Ravens were no idea. You didn't know the Ravens were named after Edgar Allan Poe because he lived in Baltimore.
In Baltimore. Yeah. I did not know that.
So, you didn't know? Okay.
All right, let me break out the crayon. Break out the crayon.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a buster. Okay. What should I do with him?
I mean, here's the thing though too is like I'm agreeing with the chat. A lot of people say no to him. It's like we don't have the money to pay him anyways. Like I mean,
yeah. It's like $39 million.
$39 million right now, but sure, like the Raiders would have a lot of dead cap, and they would be paying him to play for some other team.
Yes.
But I think it would still be half, so we'd still need $20 million to pay him or something like that. So yeah, that's just crazy. Oh, nice. Oh, you had the flag, Pappy. Nice. I'm glad you got the flag before before like the game. That's awesome. I'm glad that because he won one of the prizes and he brought it to the stadium, so it made it into the Oculus. That's awesome. Yes.
Oh, that's amazing. Very cool.
All right.
Thank you, Pappy.
I'm gonna dang it. If someone got a picture of that would be sweet. But I'm gonna give you some bonus points for that right now, Pappy.
By the way, Eddie, great minds think alike. Literally, my next slide is Tyreek Hill, the cheetah. Right now, the Dolphins are thinking about trading. Well, that's the rumor, right? Tyreek Hill to the Chiefs. Now, let me put it to you this way. How pissed off would the NFL be if you were to trade Tyreek Hill back to the Chiefs, right?
Oh,
gosh. I mean, talking about killing the Dolphins anyways. And I mean, come on. I don't think this will happen just because it's the Chiefs, right?
Sure.
But Cheetah, I'd love to have Cheetah on our team if we could get him, man. But the reality is you got, Darius Davis, who's arguably as fast as the Cheetah. We're not even using him, right? We're not using him the right way.
Right.
I do think we need to get some more orbit routes, some more motion going, and I think we'd be in better shape with him too. So, anyways.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that'd be amazing to have the Tyreek Hill, but again, it's another money thing too. I mean, he's got a huge freaking contract as well. I mean, that's why, and that's kind of why I feel like we need to utilize Darius Davis a little bit more. He's like the fastest guy from that draft, and if we actually started using him as a wide receiver, then we can actually get basically a version of Tyreek Hill on our team right there. I mean, Tyreek Hill's not that tall either, right? I mean, he's
smaller, dude. He's pretty big though.
Yeah, he's big and small, but yeah, but that'd be. I would love to have him, no doubt. But I mean, gosh, I mean, it's sorry, it's a budget thing,
Yeah.
But I'll say this though too. By the way, like on Eddie, I believe I did just let you know I did give you like 10 points for punching out a Chiefs fan at the game. So yeah, so I just hope you don't get banned for it, So yeah,
Yeah, Eddie. That's crazy. Yeah. So this is a good little running play here too. I wanted to show this, and then we'll go back to the wide receiver conversation. By the way, in the chat, if you have a wide receiver you think we should be going after, throw it out there now as well too. So we're going to continue talking about that. But this is good. I really felt like the scripted plays at the beginning of the game were very good. We just did. I mean, look at this nice gap.
Nice.
Everything was great, but again, look at how many men were in the box. They were waiting for the run, and they did a good job. But it really ended up being, look at this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, they're all in the box. In this guy, I think this guy moves down anyways pretty quick. So you had like 7, 8 men in the box right there. Right. And towards the end, it was like 9 men in the box. You can't run, but they weren't respecting the pass at all. And so that's my point when you start talking about a balanced offensive attack. You need to let them know, hey, you can't stack the box because we're going to beat you up top. But it's a pros and cons situation. Now, I'm also going to argue that we would have ran the ball better if we were getting our passing game going a little bit more as well too. So there's arguments both ways, I guess is what I'm getting at.
No, I mean, you're right though. Like, I mean, and that's something that we've needed for a while though, is that balanced running attack, looking right now, we actually are at, I think overall we have higher passing attempts than we do rushing attempts, but it's not by much. It's like, it's just not by much. I think it's like 110 to like 95 or something like that. So, and that's good, but of course there's a lot of issues with that that passing attack that we have right now. So all right, so I'm not 100% sure is this Devontae Adams? No, shit.
Oh, it's Hopkins.
Devontae, yeah.
DeAndre
Hopkins.
Devontae Hopkins.
DeAndre
Hopkins. Sorry, I'm looking at some of the videos over here as well too. But DeAndre Hopkins. DeAndre Hopkins. You probably get him fairly cheap. I think that they're done. I don't think they're going anywhere this year. So wouldn't be a shock to me if we were to just try and trade after this guy as well too. To me, it makes a lot of sense to go after him. I think he is a good person that we could go get cheaply, but he's older, man. I think he's 30 something. Let me see here.
He's definitely up there in age.
Well, by the way, just going back to Devontae Adams, he's 32 and due $36 million. Woo! Oh that's it. I mean, man. Yeah, Hopkins, I think is 30, if I remember. Yeah. He might be old. Let me see.
But
anybody in the chat know how old he is?
But Miguel is saying that now. Is he still worth it though? Now
32.
I mean,
32.
Yeah. So
32.
Yeah, I mean, he's up there in age. I mean, is his route running good enough for it? Like is he? I mean, I think that's the difference though between D Hop and DeAndre. From the Raiders is that DeAndre his route running is like unfathomable. He breaks ankles all day long. And that's kind of why he's such a good weapon, even at old age. Like he just, has that stutter step. He has got that dead leg. It's like, I mean, it freaking destroys us when we play him, but also like other teams as well. So, but I've never really known Hopkins to be that great with his route running. Yeah, I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't think he's worth it. And by the way, this is a great point. Wide receiver like 20-second separation, only Ladd is always open. I agree. And again, that was the big knock against really Quentin Johnson is he created no space around. It's interesting. I remember I think it was Sanjay Lal. I think it was mic'd up, and he started talking to the wide receivers. He said, "I want you guys to think you are always open. You're always open, but that corner has to cover you. And I don't want you to think I have to run to get open. No, you are always open." And it's just a flip of mindset of I don't have to get open. No, I'm always open, and I'm going to be open every single time. And so he started talking about the mindset with them. And, and I think he did it with, so like Quentin has gotten better. I think, it was a confidence issue with him as well, too.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah.
But he is pretty expensive. So we'll see how it goes. He's 32, right? The other guy on the team there is Traylon Burks. Traylon Burks is pretty young. Again, Hopkins Burks, he's a first round pick. And basically the reason why a lot of people think he might be a guy is because he hasn't really gotten his footing as a player, probably doesn't fit very well in Tennessee. And if they just go into a rebuilding year, they might just dump him off and say, all right, let's get a 6th round pick for the guy or whatever. And he's still but he was a first round pick a while ago. So, he could be good and cheap is I guess my point, right? And so if you go with the argument of finding something to get now, potentially helping you down the road, maybe not 100% this year, this could be a good option for you too as well.
Right. Daryl brings up Daryl is questioning all this stuff though too. So why are we even talking about going after a receiver? Because we got Charks coming back, we got Rice and Fahoko. I mean,
well, the argument is stretching the field too, right?
Yeah.
Who would help stretching the field now? Shark. Yeah. Again, how good is he coming back, right? And I do think that there's something to be said about that, right? So,
yeah. And then we got an interesting thought here too. I don't even know how to say his name. But they do need someone that can be contested catch guy like Mike Dubb and Parham and stuff, though, and we know that's kind of that's an issue with Quentin Johnston, is that he's terrible at contested catches. What a lot of people have said, and because he's definitely under 50% on that situation. So.
And it also goes to separation, right? Who is going to create some space? And if you look at why Herbert's been holding the ball, by the way, so statistically just speaking, just so you guys know, Justin Herbert's been holding the ball for around 2.5 seconds per pass attempt. That is, you want to be under 2 seconds, right? So and that's why Harbaugh kept saying we need to give him another half second. The whole point is that these guys actually can create that separation, and you could make up and get that half second back, right? So that's why we're talking about wide receivers also.
Yeah.
So it's not just what we have, but who can give us that half second and get that separation.
And the biggest thing is too, is like I was saying, Adams and Hopkins, they're old. And if the adage is, if you can't beat them with speed, then you beat them with, your route running. And you fake them out. So,
yeah. And we'll do a little bit of a lightning round here. Christian Kirk, I don't particularly like him. I think he was way overpaid personally. What do you guys think in the chat? Yay or nay on him? Ryan saying higher price tight end. Actually, I will say this. A lot of people talking about Andrews potentially getting let go, which I was a little bit shocked to hear. They're just saying that he's not quite fitting the mold of them anymore, which I thought was really strange, but okay. But anyways, my point is, I think he could be a guy that we could go after, but Christian Kirk is on the, is one of the winless Jacksonville Jaguars. Whoever thought you would have heard that, but he's also getting paid $15 million, right? So I don't know about Christian Kirk. I don't know that he's really the right answer, but again, I think but he's got talent. We all know that, and they have a lot of weapons. So.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
Now, this guy's coming back, a big guy, Kendrick Bourne. I kind of look at him. I feel like he's not a bad guy, but he's a veteran, very cheaply. You could probably get him pretty cheap. Yeah. I do think that there's, he is a playmaking wide receiver. Again, kind of like a cheap version of Mike Williams. Again, cheap version of Mike Williams. But, that's kind of my point, right? Yeah, but again, Ingram, Kmet, Njoku, Hunter Henry. Yeah.
Yeah. He wants some tight ends that he wants to bring in.
So I can do a video on that next, guys, if you want. Maybe some tight ends, I think. Would you guys like me to do a video on that? Kind of my take on the tight end room?
Yeah, exactly. That'd be good. But we also, looking at him, we also got Nelson Aguilar coming in. He's on practice squad right now, but then they may bump him up, and he was good in his time, but he's obviously old too. He ran a 4.34 in the 2015 combine, so I mean that's pretty fast. But I mean, obviously he's much older now, so
Yeah, and I think going back to the Texans wide receiver group, I know you guys have talked about Nico Collins, but Mechie here has been just buried in the depth charts, kind of like going back and forth with Brennan Rice. And again, partially also why I'm bringing this up as well, too, guys, is clearly our coaching staff, our personnel staff, they have ranked other players on other teams. So they're still scouting other players on other teams. And if they become available or you could trade for them, hey, we really value this guy. Will you take a 7th round pick for him? And we'll take the rest of his remaining salary for the year. And they might say, yeah, it sounds great. Let's go for it. So my point is there are values there that we can go after. And this guy, perfect example, John Mechie he's buried in the depth chart for the Titans. Maybe they'll say, hey, well, we'll trade you Brennan Rice for Mechie. Maybe that would be a good trade for us. Who knows? Right. So I'm just saying that there's an option there that, and I think it's good. Again, Mechie's a young, cheap, and very good choice. I like him personally. I think he's really, really good. So
yeah, I think he'd be a pretty decent choice as well. I mean, that's not a bad option for sure. Like, I mean, a lot of I think his name is, I would say, Lousy De Bruin. I think that's what his name would be, how I pronounce it. But yeah, he likes him as well. I can see that too.
One guy I really like is Jalen Hyatt. A lot of people just say he's kind of been buried under the depth chart, but of course now with what's his nugget being in concussion protocol. Why am I drawing a blank on the guy's name? The big wide receiver, the rookie that we were going to go get. What was his name?
Oh,
for the Giants. Why am I drawing a blank on his name?
I don't know. I forgot who it is.
Everyone in the chat will know.
Yeah.
We got a lot of information already.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, but that's interesting. I didn't realize that that he was on concussion protocol right now.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
So Jalen Hyatt, I like him a lot, right? He's a deep threat, right? That's his whole point, right? And again, stretching the field is big. I mean, look at this guy. He's built like a gazelle. He's so skinny, he's got to run around the shower to get wet, And my point is, like, he's got that speed. He can stretch the field. And I think it's a big part of it too. So, and the passing yardage numbers are way down. So this is kind of my point, right? Let's find some options that could potentially help out Herbert moving forward and kind of go from there.
Sure.
So, there's a lot to be said about this, guys. I mean, I think bottom line, I feel like we can do that. And again, guys, did you want me to do a video on the tight ends and maybe some other people we go from there? It seems like people seem to like the idea of that.
Yeah, be good. Yeah, I mean, honestly, like, in kind of to Lousy's De Bruin suggestion. I mean, I've honestly wanted the tight end for the last couple of drafts. I mean, I think it's actually smart that Malik Neighbors is his name, by the way. Yeah,
Malik Neighbors. Here we go. Gosh.
Yeah.
Why was I drawing a blank on his name?
Yeah. I know. Yeah. Oh, he just did write about it too. But I don't know, man. I mean, I think maybe last year would have been good, but this year we definitely needed that tackle though with Alt. Because if we got Neighbors this year, like, obviously Herbert wouldn't been able to pass at all. So it's just crazy. Yeah.
Miguel, do a video on softball techniques for home runs. Okay, Miguel, I got secrets, Miguel. I got secrets. I don't know what to tell you. I could teach you hitting course, buddy, but it'll cost you, $300. $300.
Did you
$299? Are you out of your mind?
Did you make that bat full of lead or something like that? Just kind of put a little bit of lead on the top.
No, it's just my awesomeness. Though. It's just my awesomeness.
Sure.
Well, we don't want this video to get too long, so I'll do a video next week. I'll talk more about trade rumors. I think there's a few that we could talk about. I'll probably talk about maybe the center from the Panthers. I know a lot of people think that could be someone we could go after and go from there. But let me wrap up my thoughts and then we'll end here. But again, guys, if you get a second, check out our channel. Maybe look at something merch wise. I'll just pin the link. Take a gander at the goose if you wish.
Yeah.
But I'll say this, guys. Bottom line, I really think we're going to be fine. The defense is clearly ready to go. I'm not worried about the defense. What we're worried about is the offense. The offense will get fixed. I think this bye week will be good for specifically Justin Herbert just getting healthy and getting the tackle situation figured out, right? I think if we get at least one of these tackles back, and hopefully Rashawn comes back at some point, we're going to be fine. We'll get the running game going. We're going to be fine moving forward. We really, really will be. So I just think that will be fixed, and we're going to get the ship moving the right direction. So I don't know. That's my final thoughts. What are your thoughts there, Kyle?
Yeah, it's honestly like early in the season, I was actually mad that we had a bye week, like 100%, at week 5 again. But now it's like, I think it came at a good time for us right now.
Yep.
Yeah. But at the end of the day,
the script is playing itself out. The NFL's got the script; it's playing itself out right now.
That's right. It's playing out pretty well, I guess. So like, but I mean, it does make it a long season for us. Going into week 6, now we're gonna have we're gonna have straight up like 12 games straight. Potentially. That's why it's gonna be important for us to have that first round bye in the the home field advantage. Like I see, there is no first round bye in they're only for the top team, right? I don't know if we can make the top team now, but yeah. But I'm just saying, it's a good opportunity for us now to rest up and recover. Hopefully we'll see Bosa back out there. Hopefully we'll see Slater back out there. We haven't seen much news on either one of them, but we need to see them out there though, for sure. And like towards the end of the season.
Yeah, good point. I think bottom line, and by the way, next year we're going to get two bye weeks. So
right. Is that official? Or I know like Joe Burrow talked about it. And I talked about it on Wednesday too. That's cool. Yeah. So hopefully
2 bye weeks and there's going to be one less preseason game as well too.
Yeah.
So
yeah, there you go. So is it going to be like a one less preseason game and then minimum, kind of like this, minimum week 4 for the after week 4 the bye week availability, and then maybe like 4 weeks left in the season, and then
I don't know all the details on that.
Yeah, we'll see.
So and Miguel, yes. So we'll see. We'll have a sit down conversation with James, and
we're gonna get him on a
PI
team.
Yeah. Send your resume over, Miguel, and we'll get you for a formal interview. Okay.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. But guys, at the end of the day, again, the sky is not falling. We'll have more content for you guys this week as well too. As always, we're the Bolt Bros. We'll see you guys in the next one.
Bolt Bros.
Let's go.
Hey, what's up? Cameron Dick here watching the Bolt Bros podcast.